This is a reading video for Durarara Season 2 SHOU, whatever. Episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. 4 episode reaction plus the ending and opening. Got to watch as well. So click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction and then come back here to see my full thoughts, ideas, and theories about these episodes and all that kind of good stuff. So click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so a lot happened. Like a ton of stuff happened. So we got introduced to like 3 or 4 new characters. Yes, like 3 or 4. Because we have what's his name, Sloan, and then Verona. Then Drakon, and then Drakon's partner, the fat guy, or not fat guy, the little guy. We're not sure his name. Then Akana, the little girl. And who else? There was somebody else. There was somebody else we met these episodes too that I can't remember. Shoot. Oh, that's right. The biker gang leader. The woman guy, whatever. Him too. So like 5 people. We introduced these 4 episodes. So I was counting it in my reaction as well, but there's about 7 factions going on right now. I'll list them off one more time again. So there's the dollars, there's the blue squares, there's the couple solo factions, basically like just a couple people that just can work on their own, like the assassins, which is Fiona and Sloan. Then I kind of consider the company as a different faction, so that's 4. The one that hired Sloan and Verona. Then there's the Russians that had the anti-material rifles that Sloan and Verona stole from. There's those. Then there's Simon, and like his little. I mean, they're pretty much dollars, but like, what I mean is like. Yeah, I guess they're not a faction really, but like they're kind of, I guess, because they tie in both to dollars and the Russian faction, so I guess not them. But then there's of course, there's a solo faction of Izia. So we have him still pulling strings and all that kind of crap. So that's 6. Yes. Then there's the mobsters for 7. And who else? See, dollars, blue squares, company, assassins, Russians, Izia. Wait, who? I'm at 6. Where did I forget? Crap. Dollars, blue squares, Izia, the Russians, the assassins. I can't. Now I'm missing one word. What my brain is. There's too many. But also, okay. So basically, also there's Henri's faction, if you consider her a faction. Her children and everything. But there's also the biker gang, the white coat guys that are currently there. So I think that's 8, like total. Out of all the ones I talked about, I feel like it's 8. Something it's ridiculous, but it's fun. I like having like this huge complex web of like who's doing what like who's like enemies with who's friendly with who's going up against who, and who's diverting to who to make who go to who, and it's just like I love that kind of stuff. So it's really cool to see this many factions in a show. Um, so yeah. So right now, uh, Izia is still pulling strings on the sidelines. Um, I don't think he's. I'm not sure entirely 100% if he has anything to do with the assassins, the Sloan and Verona. I'm not sure if Izia knows about them or whatever. Um, Maybe he does, but he's not like in it or whatever. Because it seems like the company is dealing with that. Or is the one who hired Verona and Sloan to do that. To kill the or not yeah kill Black Rider and kidnap the girl. And I guess kill Henri for some reason. I'm still not sure at all why they're going after Henri, but I'm sure we're going to find out soon, hopefully, why they chose Henri as a target. Um, because like that's one thing that I think Ezio would do. He would, because like Henri was the one who like outed him about like his whole master plan in last season. So I can definitely see Izia going or Isaiah, sorry, Isaiah going after Henri because she outed him. Um, but at the same time, I'm not sure. The company has their own thing they want to do to get back at the Russians, basically. Um, or sorry, not the Russians. The mobsters, the mob. Um, so they're trying to go after the mob. The company is, um, and trying to get back at him and everything, and kidnap the daughter and do whatever with her. Um, Whereas the assassins are just there to be assassins. Blah blah blah. But they've they've took on a job that's way past their abilities. So we're probably going to see some badass fights versus the assassins and Celti. Um, I don't think at this point Celti knows about the little girl. Um, Maybe she does, but I'm not sure. Because that's what Shinra was saying. How he didn't tell Celti about the little girl until, or no, she hasn't. He hasn't said anything because like she left like immediately to go chase after the assassins. So Shinra never got to tell Celti about the little girl. So the little girl ended up going with Henri to somewhere. I guess friends who can help protect her or something like that. Whereas Celti is supposed to be the one to like help protect the girl when she finds her, kind of thing. But she hasn't yet. So there's a lot of like hit and miss, which is actually it's really cool, and I'm super interested to see what happens next because like it's almost like the old saying like two ships passed in the night kind of thing, and like none of them saw each other kind of thing. Um, it's exactly like that. Celti and the girl Akana, like literally like pass each other. Like she was in the house at the same time, but Celti left way before, and then she left on her own. So like they were literally like so freaking close to each other, but then they got their own thing to deal with. So if they crossed paths, then Celti would have immediately took up bodyguarding the girl, like the job entails kind of thing to deal with it. And all that kind of stuff. But Henri ended up taking up the job, which it's to be fair, like Henri's got the skills to make sure that she's safe, hopefully. So yeah, because it seems like Saika is starting to go rogue a little bit. It seems like Saika's starting to do stuff on her own without Henri's permission or whatever, like cutting like the one guy, the tall Russian. He was stabbed by Saika without Henri knowing. So something like that, right? Like just like Saika kind of doing something without Henri knowing. Um, so yeah, the fight with Henri and Verona was awesome. Like it was so brief, but it was so awesome. Just like seeing her try to go in for the kill kind of thing, and then it fades, like it cuts to black or whatever, or switches to scenes, and then comes back to Henri like with a sword, like coming out, just like with the eyes glowing red and everything. Like, oh my gosh, like her in the hallway, like walking towards her was so freaking cool. Um, but yeah, so we're learning a bit more about the assassins. Not much about Sloan. He's just kind of there. Um, but Verona, we learned about her past and why she is the way she is, basically. Um, so we're probably going to see a lot more of her pretty soon. Like I said, her and Celti are definitely going to go head to head, like full on death match, like trying to kill each other, kind of thing. I'm not entirely sure Celti. I'm sure Celti could like if she like swung her, her shadow scythe or whatever. I'm wondering if she had a sword, whatever, coming to her, and she cut. I wonder if she can like slice past her sword, like almost like fade past it, and then just cut right through her, kind of thing. So there's like no blocking it, because I doubt um Verona can block like shadow, right? Like so, I think Celtia at that degree has the upper hand, but I'm sure Verona has some kind of plan to uh, attack Celti, or lure a trap or something. Still wondering about why they want to kill Henri, or the company wants to kill Henri, or whatever. Still not sure about that. We have the whole situation with the blue squares coming out to Mikado. Sorry. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm wondering why he was smiling, because I can never tell with him, because it seems like he wants the dollars to succeed, but then he goes and like shuts the whole server down, or like he did in the past. So like I'm not sure what he's thinking. Like I can't click with him as well as the other characters, um, to like kind of figure out what he's gonna do or whatever. Um, he's the kind of guy who is super smart and thinks a lot and whatever, but like has his own internal moment, or external moments, or whatever, internal moments that make it so hard to predict what he might do. Um, like I said, the instance with the dollars, like shutting the whole site down, kind of thing. Like that thing, I wouldn't expect like his character to do, but he did. So to that degree, I'm not in sync with him yet. So I'm not sure exactly what he's gonna do next. We had the whole thing with Shizuo getting tased by the little girl, Akana, who we learned later was hired by Izuya to attack Shizuo, um, and kill him or whatever. Like it's a special taser that's supposed to like, or it's a modified taser, I should say, um, to like uh, for some whatever reason it's supposed to like be used against Shizuo. So I'm assuming it's like extra lightning, or something like that, like something modified to like do something more to him. Um, I'm not sure exactly, but it's interesting that that all happened, and I wonder why the little girl ran away and is not with the family, um, the mob family or whatever. So there's a lot happening. There's a ton of stuff happening. Right now, also the Biker gang is currently attacking all of the dollars, um, in retaliation for what the blue squares did, in the dollar's name. So that's all going down as well. Uh, we actually got Celti's horse name, which is freaking awesome. We have Shooter. We actually saw him without armor, for the first time, or her without armor. I'm not sure about gender. Shooter sounds more like a guy name, but I'm not entirely sure. Spectral Beast. Anyways, Shooter had no armor in horse form, which is really cool looking. So that was awesome. But yeah, so Celti coming up to the assassins and everything was really cool. Like seeing Stallone just like if fear like coming, he's like, oh my god, and then like having Verona do the same when she was freaking out. Like it's like there's no head and all kind of stuff, and then grabbing the anti-material rifle, laying down and just like sniping Celti basically. Celti saying she had like an extra thick layer of protection in front of her, but even that was enough to push back her and Shooter, far back from where she was. Um, and everyone, to my knowledge, I think, well, maybe not everybody, but a good chunk of everybody in the town heard that rifle go off, which was really cool. So one of which was Simon and the his partner, Simon's partner. I can't remember his name. Um, so that is pretty interesting because like they know that there's an anti-material rifle out there somewhere. So I'm wondering if they can pinpoint it and like you know tell the one guy about it, so he can go hunt around and search for it, whatever. Um, I think what Henri needs to do is create more children. Because like there's a point where she had a lot in the yellow scars and everything, but then it got to the point where all of them were beaten or something to the point of like them not being around anymore. So Henri couldn't use them. So it stands to reason her best case scenario is to just kind of walk around, prick, or just like kind of pricks a couple people here and there, as she's going around the city, or maybe Psycho might do that. I don't know. So that way she has more intel over on the city, or whatever. Um, she shouldn't focus on one faction. She should spread out, and get as many like just random people who could generally have info on a lot of things. Um, so that way she can be in the loop. I mean, she's in the dollars right now, so she has her own eyes on the dollars. But then she has the Russian guy, the tall guy, who was fighting Hollywood, um, and then Hollywood uh, herself is sort of friends with the Black Rider, Celti. So there's a cool kind of triangle dynamic there, which is really cool. Um, so I'm interested to see what happens with all these factions coming together, right? Like, cause there's so many groups and like so many factions, so many ways that this could end that I have no idea where it's gonna go from here, and I'm excited. I'm like super excited to see what's gonna happen. We have Shizuo's brother and like I said, Hollywood with him. Shizuo actually acting in front of the little girl. This episode was actually pretty funny. Akana, when he was saying like oh yeah, we're friends, we go way back, and then he's like, all right, see ya, and then just like he's like sprinting to go find like Izaya or Izaya. I always say Izaya. Izaya. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. A lot is happening. So I apologize if I'm sitting there just like watching, because there's no way I can talk and watch at the same time when this much is happening. I'm trying to piece together everything that's happening. Um, just like there's so much. Sorry for hitting the mic. There's so much to the show, which is awesome. It's super freaking fun. We never got to see anything about Seiji, which is his sister, really. Sister putting a note on the door for Shizuo to read, but just like making his finger bleed with like trying to press the call button, and then just like leaving, trying to open the door but like can't, leaves, goes to a different place, rings the door a bunch of times, doesn't answer, tries the door handle, it opens, goes in, three dead dudes, one like plastered inside the wall, and then gets framed for it. So those were the mobsters, I believe. That was the mobster faction. So the mobsters know that Shizuo did something, even though really he didn't. He just walked in the room. So Izuya is doing something. I think what's happening in this season, that differs from the last one. The last one focused it very heavily on Izuya, and his plan to cause chaos, right? But I feel like in this season, they're showing very minimal about Izuya. So he's probably doing a lot behind the scenes that we're not seeing. But like he's part of everything, right? He's getting all the groups together to like fight each other in one way or another, kind of thing. Hiring the little girl Akana to go attack Shizuo with a taser, or something, just to get him riled up for some reason, or was it a ploy, or something like that. Like he's doing something behind the scenes that this season around we're not seeing what his plan is. So he's definitely doing something to some degree. And Masaomi is actually was hired by Izaya to go do stuff while traveling, kind of thing. So he's like a hired person. Not even sure what he's doing right now. He's just traveling at this point. So him and his girl is traveling. So there's so much is happening. If there's anything I missed, which I for sure forgot something. But if there's anything I missed, let me know down below, and I'll let you know my thoughts on the subject. And what I think about what might happen or something like that. Overall, the entire plot of the season, I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's just going to be leading up to like a big battle, I'm assuming, or a faction battle or whatever, some big gang battle, or something like that, gang fight, or maybe versing the assassins in Celti or something like that. That's kind of like what I'm leaning towards, what the end of the season was going to be about. So this part of the season is 12 episodes long. So we have next week is the finale of this part of season for the for SHOU, SHOU, right there, that one. So that is going to be next week is the finale of this part or whatever. Then we move on to 10, which is part 2 of season 2. So it's if you're confused, don't worry. We'll get to it. So there's 3 parts to season 2. Part 1, part 2, part 3. They're all named something specific. This one being SHOU part 1, or SHOU, something like that. Part 1, and then part 2 is 10, and then part 3 I'm not sure about. But genuinely, I think they're 12 episodes each. I could be wrong on that. Not sure. But yeah, all you have to know is next week we do have the finale of part 1. So I'm interested to see what that has to do. It's probably going to be the assassins versus Celti to maybe Dollars and a biker gang fighting it out, kind of thing. So yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in next week for some more Durarara, where I'm sure a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody.
裏切りの夕焼け厄介に絡みつく汗を切り裂くようにしてマシンは叫ぶ